This is your Revolution ABC combo profile. Hey guys, this is Tom Box, and you already know I'm a huge fan of ABC. And when we got ourselves some Revolution Synchrons, obviously I was going to lock myself up and see how they are going to fare in the modern day game. And, you know, I'm glad to say that, hey, this deck is going to be regaining a bit of their competitive edge, and you might see them, you know, at the locals near you. This deck is really, really strong, and being one of the few decks that more or less Nibiru proof and can basically chew through most boards. And with Revolution Synchron, we have access to Black Rose Dragon. And I'm going to be focusing this deck more on the comboing aspect. I'm going to go through the deck list fairly quickly this time, a little bit different from our usual, you know, explain the cards as we go. This time around, there's only a couple cards I need to talk about because my build is a little bit different, and I'll even talk about the alternative changes I would do if I were to play competitively or at a locals. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit subscribe, ding that notification bell. We're going to be doing a lot of combos, and even throwing a bonus combo of the Super Heavy Samurai build, of the Shadows Light combo. You guys get to compare the two combos. Which one would you prefer? Well, make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section. And enough talk, let's get to the deck. Okay, let's go through the deck list. We have 2 A's, 3 B's, and 2 C's. You can play an additional C if you cut the Torque Tune gear, which I'm about to show you, but this is the pretty standard lineup. Then we have 1 Torque Tune gear and 1 Union Driver. Union Driver is less of a break if you have the Revolution Synchron in hand, whereas Torque Tune gear, I'm playing the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend package, which allows for this card to be useful. Otherwise, you can cut this for an additional C. And then we play 1 copy of Destrudo, so we can load it into the graveyard. We need 3 field spells in this deck because of the errata Ancient Fairy. We have 2 copies of Regulus. This is your Reborn plus Negate, and you play 2 copies because it's just really that good. And we have triple Revolution Synchron. You know, get your hands on these while you can. These are really good. You can put them into a Reborn Tengu deck if you need to, but this also comes back into the grave from the grave as a level 1. Unless you have Skill Drain up, then it comes back as a level 3. And as for Handtrap, I have triple Ash Blossom, and that makes up my entire monster lineup. Okay, for the spells, let's start with the staples. We have triple Pot of Prosperity. These are good. You just need to know what are your first 6 and what are your next 3. If you don't know that, you're going to struggle with the extra deck. That's something I want to point out. So you should know which lines are available, and that's going to be depending on your hand. And you play 2 copies of Tuning. 2 is enough because these aren't once per turn, and you can really clog up your hand with Synchron monsters. Not what you're looking for. Field Spell Searching, 1 Terraforming, 1 Set Rotation. And speaking of field spells, we have triple Union Hangar because it's the best one. Then we have the Disc Coliseum, 2 copies. You still want to search Regulus, and 1 Dragon Rafine just for the Destrudo. And then we have 2 copies of Unauthorized Reactivation. You can almost play a 3rd copy. You do want something that can chain to Dark Root no more, and this is a really good card because it will protect your ABC from that at the very least. But if you have Hot Red on the field, you can just straight up negate it at this point. So kind of a vital card if you ask me. And if you don't open Hangar, this is your way to still get the ABC just with this plus another card. Then we have more spell cards, 2 triple tactics, just so that you can break some boards, get some disruption. People are going to hit you with cards, so you need to be able to retaliate. And finally, 1 Call by the Grave, the sack card that if you eat the droll, you're pretty much just gonna win the game if you get the full combo. Let's go into the traps now. We have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. It's Imperm. And finally, the last card here. It was a Foolish Burial, but I chose to switch to Skill Drain because Skill Drain tends to win me more games, and you can play under Skill Drain with this deck. For extra deck, we have, of course, 2 ABC Dragon Busters. You can add another one in. There is an option for that. We play 1 Baguska, just so that you can pivot around D-Shifter. We have a must-play Ancient Fairy, Black Rose, Crystal Wing, and Baron. I think Baron is a weird one because you only really see this during Skill Drain or you have double up on Revolution Synchrons. But for the most part, these are essential. At least these 3 should be essential. And this is just a nice addition. And here's the thing that's a bit different. We have 1 Samsara Dragon Rebirth, and we have 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This goes into this as long as you can make a level 4 tuner. Thanks to Torque Tune gear, that's a possibility. If you do not want to play these 2, then you can switch it up for these 2. then you have a much more complete extra deck, and you don't have to worry about your opponent ripping cards out of your extra deck, especially if they're playing cash. But here's a fun fact about Samsara Dragon of Rebirth. This is one way to revive your ABC Dragon Buster by summoning it out and just crashing onto your opponent's monster, because if it's destroyed by battle, you get to summon back a monster from your graveyard, and you can bring back ABC and you get your materials back in case it did get kaiju'd off, you know, earlier on in the turn. I'll show you the combo how to do it. Now, as for Link monsters essentials, you can't skip these two. Okay, these two you have to play. Platinum Gadget provides you with the extra summon. Super Heavy Samurai build has so many different like free summons, from Shadow's Light to the additional Pendulum summon. You don't need the Platinum Gadget, whereas this deck you do need a Platinum Gadget to kind of tether away. And also the Revolution Synchron does go into this a bit more often, so you do need the Platinum Gadget. As for the toolbox, we have Phoenix, Unicorn, Underworld Goddess, Closed World, and Access Code. Now, before we jump into the combos, check out these sleeves. These are the Ulti Egos from MST.TV. I designed them myself, and I think they look really awesome. You guys can check it out at MST.TV. Currently, there's still a summer sale going on, so if you guys want to pick up some tournament sleeves, foil sleeves, over sleeves to protect your foil sleeves, or box dividers or mats, check out MST.TV. That's all I'm going to say. The sale's still going on for the rest of summer, so enjoy it while you can. And let's go into the bread and butter combo. We have Union Hangar and Revolution Synchron. These are cards that you have basically 5 copies of each, so it's pretty easy to see them open together. So we're going to start things off with activation of the Union Hangar, adding the B Buster Drake. B Buster Drake normal summon, Hangar target the B, equip it with a Union Driver. Union Driver effect from the equip, banish, re-equip it with a different card that matches the correct thing that you can equip it to. We're going to go for C. C effect, special summon itself from a Union. That was all spells, so Fenrir wouldn't even activate at this point, and we're going to Synchro Summon. This does not activate with the Revolution Synchron. We're just performing a Synchro Summon into an Ancient Fairy Dragon. B Buster Drake is now going to activate, and that's going to allow us to add the A Assault Core. So this is summon 1, 2, and 3. Here's summon number 4. We can get the Revolution Synchron back onto the field. Just in case this doesn't work out and maybe it gets destroyed, maybe Gamma, maybe Ogre, whatever the case may be, it could become a little problematic if you can't get this Synchron back. This comes back as a level 1, and we have to mill a card into the graveyard. And so next we're activating the Ancient Fairy effect, destroying all field spell cards and adding a new field spell. We're going to add Theory in this Colosseum. And so if you want this one to be safe, we're going to synchro this right off. Yes, we did not use the special summon effect because I don't think it's necessary. Next, we're going to get to the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And this protects it from getting hit by Ash in case they were holding their Ash. Activate Theory in Disc Colosseum. Add the Regulus into hand. And we're going to activate Regulus targeting the B. Okay, we're going to target B. We're going to equip the B. Summon out the Therian King Regulus. This is currently in our hand. Activate B effect, special summon itself onto the field. And from here, we are going to perform a Link summon into Platinum Gadget. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, we have C and B. So C and B because we have A, so this is a legal activation, not illegal activation. And the B is going to add another copy of B, and then the C is going to summon out the A. At worst right now, if Platinum Gadget doesn't go through, you still have your ABC. And so from here, these are done. Activate the Platinum Gadget, special summon out the B. And then we're going to perform a Link summon here with the IP Masquerena. Chain Link 1, we're going to go for B. Chain Link 2, we're going to go for A. A, add a different copy of B back to your hand, so we can keep loading our hands with cards. And then there's the adding a Torque Tune Gear into our hand. Next, we're going to banish our A, B, and C, so we can summon ABC Dragon Buster. In case you're wondering if we don't have space to kind of tag out, yes we do, we just have to use the Regulus as our first negate. So we have Monster Negate, we have Regulus, Omni Negate, we have Omni Banish, and then we have Eat Up a card on the field. So, or Spin Back, depending if you just want to use a Unicorn. So you have 4 Disruption, and you gained additional 2 cards. So everything was more or less a free plus. Breaking a board like this is not the easiest thing, but yes, they can use Dark Ruler. But there are ways to kind of stop Dark Ruler. But before that, let's talk about the opening of Union Driver and see where this combo goes. Okay, so normally when you open Driver Hangar, it's like one of the worst things ever because you can't equip Driver from the hand, so that makes Hangar pretty dead. But the Revolution Synchron is the equivalent of having a Link 1, so you can just get rid of your body attached with the C and you can just go full combo. And you actually end on the same board. But I'm going to go on a different route with this one, so you can kind of see how we go into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and more or less the board's still pretty nasty, and I kind of want to also talk about having the back row to activate to dodge stuff like Dark Ruler. So let's start off with the same play. We're going to activate the Hangar. Hangar's still going to grab B. summon out the B, equip the B with the Hangar into a straight C, and then we're going to perform a Synchro summon. We're just going to go into Ancient Fairy once again, but this time around we have these two cards in our hand, and we do have a chain link. We have a CB chain, so chain link 1 C, chain link 2 B, or you can work it the other way around, where it's, because this is going to activate regardless. So this is what we have so far. So chain link 1 B, chain link 2 C. C is going to summon out the Union Driver, and then B is going to give you a search. In this case, our search is going to be for the Tortoon Gear. Okay, from here, we're going to activate the Ancient Fairy Dragon. We're going to destroy this field spell, and we're going to grab the Disc Coliseum. You can also activate the Revolution Synchron and special summon out the tuner off the field, throwing a card into the graveyard. Activate the Disc Coliseum, adding the Regulus. There's a reason why we're not synchroing into anything just now. This is like, more or less, if you feel like everything is pretty safe, then you just go ahead and just full combo your opponent. So from here, we're going to activate Regulus. We're going to target the C in our graveyard. Okay, we're going to go for C, and then C special summon itself back out onto the field. Activate Union Driver's effect, equip onto the C, and now we can banish it, and we can now get ourselves the A. So that's how we got the A onto the field, and now we can activate the A and special summon it out onto the field. Next, we're going to perform a summon here. We're going to use the Revolution Synchron and the C Crush Wyvern Synchro Summon into our Samsara, a Dragon of Rebirth. C is going to activate, special summoning out the Tortoon Gear. That's cool. Activate Tortoon Gear's effect, equip onto A, that turns it into a tuner, and so we can synchro once again from this particular point. And since that was a Dark Dragon synchro, we can go into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. But we're not done yet. We have ABC, but we're going to activate the ASL Core effect, add the Tortoon Gear back into our hand. And so we have A, B, and C. Activate Ancient Fairy's effect. Since this is turn 1, we're going to special summon the Tortoon Gear, and we can link this off or synchro into Crystal Wing. If we link it off, we go into IP Masquerade. If we synchro it off, we go into a Crystal Wing. And so we still have our A, B, and C available for banish. So we banish that out, and we get to summon out our ABC Dragon Buster. So that's how you get a Hot Red onto the field. And typically, you would only go into this play if you have a back row to activate. If a back row, then you're solid. Unless your opponent's really just super hard onto just making back row boards, and this is probably the better play anyways. But if you open Skill Drain, it's still okay, because these two still work under Skill Drain. And you can make a second ABC, and you can turn off your own Skill Drain during your opponent's turn, where you can just banish this, tag it out, get your 3 pieces, and this goes away. So that's still an option for you to clear your own Skill Drain. But for the most part, you do have the biggest monsters on the field, so that is okay. So this is kind of the end board, and you get the tag out. You have the really awesome negate, and if it's any other quick play spell, such as unauthorized reactivation, I used to play a copy of Book of Moon or Cosmic Cyclone, so that I can Cosmic Cyclone my own card, then chain this to negate the Dark Ruler, leaving everything more or less live. That's kind of the whole point of this. But Skill Drain is still just as good, because it puts your opponent under the same, negation as you do, but you do have effects whereas they normally don't. Okay, this next combo here is to highlight the importance of Platinum Gadgets. So what if you don't open with a Union Hangar, but you have like a Buster Drake and a Revolution Synchron? Normally these two don't really amount to much. You can still go to a Crystal Wing or something small like that. But if you pair with any one of these cards, like let's not go with Field Spells, because Field Spells kind of like, oh, Ancient Fairy, you get Hangar anyway, and you get the additional free summon. So we're not going to highlight these two. What if you only have like these? These will be more than enough to just still end on a pretty decent board, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let's go with C Crush Wyvern, a monster. Okay, so if you have something like this, you normal summon the C Crush Wyvern, and then you synchro summon. Again, Ancient Fairy, super important. Effect of C, summon out the B. Use the effect of the Revolution Synchron, special summon itself out, milling a card into the graveyard. Okay, so from here, we're going to just make Platinum Gadget. Okay, Platinum Gadget, now we have a B effect. B effect is going to grab us the A. Okay, since C summon this out, and then we can just use Platinum Gadget, summon onto the arrow, perform another Link summon, go into IP Masquerada, and then we still finish with an ABC on board by banishing all the ABC pieces. So that's why the Revolution Synchron makes so much sense in the deck, because it is also a machine and it summons itself out for free, which means you always have access to the additional summon. And that means Ancient Fairy and Platinum Gadget are your additional ways to put monsters onto the field. Okay, so this is a combo you guys want to see before. This is the Shadows Light Super Heavy Samurai Wakaushi combo. I didn't show it in the last build, so I'm going to show it to you now. And you guys can compare it to see which one do you prefer. There are benefits to these two builds. So anyways, start off the combo. Wakaushi effect. Get Big Benkei onto scale. Special summon a Wakaushi. Next, we're going to activate Shadows Light, target Wakaushi. That's an E-Telly. Let's just summon out B. And then we're going to activate Big Benkei. That one doesn't care about spells in the graveyard, so we're going to add the Soul Piercer. Activate the Soul Piercer, target our Wakaushi, and we're going to perform a Synchron summon. We're going to go into Tilting Entrainment. We want an Earth Machine first so that we can set up our skills anyway, and we get additional cards. Chainlink 1, B, Chainlink 2, Piercer, Chainlink 3, Entrainment, special summon. This Soul Piercer, search Bike, B, search C. We need the extra special summon anyway, or you don't, it really depends. Next, we're going to activate the Bike, but we can't because we have the Shadows Light. So we're going to activate Shadows Light and banish it. Now we have one additional normal summon for Light and Dark monster. Luckily, these guys are all light, so now we can activate the Bike. That's why the this card doesn't matter. We're going to add Scales. We're going to normal summon out Scales, target Soul Piercer, special summon on Soul Piercer, and we're going to perform a Synchro summon now with Wakaushi. Once again, we haven't used Wakaushi's effect yet, so this is going to lead us right into our Excel Stardust. So special summon out the Excel Stardust. Chainlink 1, 2, 3. 3 Scales onto field. 2, we're going to add another copy of Wakaushi, so we have another monster, and this is going to special summon out our Motorbike. Sorry, this is going to summon out, and then we're going to perform a Synchro summon straight into our Baron. So we get our Baron. Okay, now that most things are safe, immediately link it off into Clifford Genius. There's a lot more advantage you can go into Genius for an ABC deck because the Regulus now acts as a Reborn, and we're going to perform Pendulum Summon. If we have more cards, then we would summon out the Magnimus so we can get Chaos Angel out with the rest of the package, but we're going to special summon out these two into the arrows. Genius effect, get Regulus, activate Regulus, and target out the B, special summon, equip the B effect, summon itself out. Now we can perform a link summon. We can just link this all into our Appaloosa. Sorry, let me just scale this one here. B effect, we're going to add A, and we have an additional normal summon thanks to Shadows Light. We're going to normal summon out A thanks to the free light normal, and we can make an IP Masquerena right here. What do you know? It was all free. Now we banish the ABC pieces. Unless you somehow loaded your graveyard with another ABC piece, you can activate A, but for now we're not going to do that, and we're just going to summon out ABC Dragon Buster. If you need space to tag out, use the Regulus first, and therefore you have 3 negates here, 1 disrupt here. That's probably going to turn into an Underworld Goddess, so it is a removal, and that's thanks to the ABC pieces. 2 Omnis, that's a lot of stuff. But guys, let me know if you prefer this over the other combo though. Oh, before I close out this video, here's the build for the Super Heavy Samurai. You can pause it just to see the cards that I played. But to kind of break down this video, I would say, I think the best combination would be to have a good mix of Synchro and Links, which is why the Super Heavy Samurai and the ABC Revolution build are the two that I would recommend. I wouldn't go pure Synchro into Crimson Dragon. I tried the Crimson Dragon build, and I have to say, it's just too reliant on your opponent not doing things against you. You also need the perfect hand combination. Just the overall mesh of it is just way less consistent, and therefore I think these ones requiring less resources and just having a better combination on just a mix-up of cards, I think is just a better build if you want to play the ABC lines. So that's all I got for this video, guys. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe, ding that notification bell. I want to see if I can get a live duel out before I go to somewhere very far away. We'll see. I'll make an announcement about that in the near future. Until next time, don't forget to hold on to MST.TV and have a great day.